Did you know that 500 million Twinkies are made every year? Well, neither did I. Today, Eliasim and I will be talking about Chief Justice Melville Fuller and the court case of Katz versus the United States. Melville Fuller was born on February 11, 1833 in Augusta, Maine. He graduated from Bowdoin College in 1853. After college, Fuller pursued a legal career, so he trained in law in Bangor, Maine, and then went on to study at Harvard Law School. In 1855, Fuller set up his own practice in Augusta, but he didn't stay in his home state very long. The following year, he went west to Chicago, where he became immersed in politics as well as the law. In 1888, President Grover Cleveland nominated Fuller to become the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. He accepted this honor and was confirmed by Congress that July. During his 12 years on the bench, Fuller oversaw some of the court's most controversial rulings. The two most notable cases that came before the Fuller Court were Plessy v. Ferguson in 1896 and Lochner v. New York in 1905. With Plessy v. Ferguson, the court upheld a Louisiana law that called racial segregation in train cars. This decision helped reinforce the practice of racially divided facilities, including schools. The court later overruled itself with 1954's Brown v. Board of Education. In Lochner v. New York, the court struck down a state law that limited bakers' work week to a maximum of 60 hours. The decision was viewed as the court acting in the best interest of business than people. He remained Chief Justice until his death on July 4, 1910, in Sorrento, Maine.
Thank you, Brent, for those very interesting facts on Melville Fuller. In the Supreme Court case of Katz versus the United States, Charles Katz and the FBI were involved. It was argued on October 17, 1967. It took place in Los Angeles. What happened was that Charles Katz was using a public payphone in Los Angeles to transmit illegal gambling wagers from Los Angeles to Miami and Boston. The FBI was recording his conversations with an electronic device that they had attached to the exterior of the phone booth. Katz was convicted based on the recordings, but he challenged his conviction, arguing that the recordings were obtained in violation of his Fourth Amendment rights. It was decided on December 18, 1967. The outcome of the case was that he was proven innocent because he was entitled to his Fourth Amendment rights. The jury ruled in favor of Katz 7-1. This reached the Supreme Court because his Fourth Amendment was violated.